Hello everybody! This Diggy-Doo is actually going to be a Diggy review. This is actually going to be two reviews. The main review is of a Bluetooth audio amplifier and the other one will be the Bluetooth transmitter. Both of these came from Temu, and so that you will believe this is an unbiased review, I will offer no links on where to go buy them, and I am not getting any kickbacks. I found that the amplifier module is available through numerous sources. I never tried looking elsewhere for the transmitter receiver, but I assume those can also be purchased from multiple sources. These images of the amplifier module were snipped from a seller's website. In the kit is the board, two plexiglass plates, and the hardware. It is quite small, just over 2 inches long, and could easily be added to any speaker project. I briefly show the 2 pages from the user manual, and if you want to read them, you'll just need to pause the video. And now let's get on with the review. Alright, here we've got a little Bluetooth amplifier I bought off Temu. See, they call it model number XY-P12W. Some of the documentation says up to 20 watts worth of speaker power, but there's no way this is going to do 20 watts. Typically anything over 5 watts is going to require a heatsink. I am guessing this is the Bluetooth chip and this is the amplifier chip. We have no power transistors in here for the output, so this is going to be providing all the power. Now it may be able to get more power off of it if we glued a little heatsink on top of there, but we're going to go forward and get this thing assembled and do some testing. It comes with all the hardware and a couple of plexiglass plates. So let's see if we can get it all put together. There it is, assembled. They didn't provide any way to mount this to anything. So if you were going to mount this to something, you're going to have to get some longer screws to go through these standoffs to screw into a base plate of some type. This over here is a switch. It's a push switch as well as a rocker switch. Push switch, according to the documentation, is to silence it, but I'm assuming that's an on-off at this point, and rocking it back and forth is supposed to be a volume. So now it's time to get this hooked up and see if it actually works. Now it's time for a functional test. It's a Bluetooth receiver and amplifier, as I mentioned before, and also we're going to be reviewing these two devices, which are Bluetooth transmitter receivers. Each one can be configured either as a transmitter or a receiver. You plug it into a 1/8" mini plug on whatever device you want to transmit to or receive to, and they'll communicate with each other. I've got a very old MP3 player here that I've just loaded some royalty-free music onto it. So that way that YouTube doesn't censor me out by putting copyrighted music on there. So let's get to testing. We've got 1 meter. This is going to be the voltage input to the amplifier. This one's going to be the current into the amplifier. That way we're going to be able to come up with about how many watts we're getting out of this in reality. And we swing up here. There is my power supply that's going to be powering it, and just above that is the speaker. So let's get back down to the bench and see how these work. First thing I need to do is make sure this is configured to transmit. We're not going to be using this one. This one I can actually plug any regular headphones into it, and then I have a Bluetooth wireless headphone. Take this, plug it into the output port of the MP3 player. Let's get it powered up. The little beeping is coming from this device telling me it is ready to connect. If we can see this blue flashing LED, it's put up here, you should be able to see it there. That's flashing saying it's ready to connect. We're pulling about 0.4 amps with it doing nothing. So let's get things ready to go. Let's turn that on. It appears as though it's connected already. Rocking this back and forth is volume. Actually goes all the way to 0. Pushing, this is also a push switch. Pushing on this makes it quiet. Turns it off. Back on again. We're going to set this to min-max so we can record the highest current. This will be the highest current. Okay, I'm going to skip to the next song, whatever's in here. It looks like our highest current is about 0.17 amps. We're going to have to subtract the current that it uses while not playing anything to come up with its actual power. But let's turn it back up. That's the average current. We're going to pause that for a minute. Now I'm going to go for a walk around the house and see what kind of range we have. If you noticed, I removed the upper plexiglass off of here because I want to measure how much heat we got. This is being measured in degrees Fahrenheit. Pointing it right at the audio chip. No real hot spots anywhere on there. I would have to conclude that's a pretty good device. And we only have one speaker, so I'm going to guess that current is going to double if we hook another speaker up in here. But unfortunately, I only have one speaker to play with. So that's the end of my review of the Bluetooth transmitter and a little Bluetooth receiver amplifier.